Hello and welcome back. This is a short, very practical video about how we can connect to external databases. Maybe we don't want to install that on our own computer, so we use a cloud hosting provider, and in this specific example we use FilessIO. Just as an example, of course, we could use others. So typically databases need to be installed on their own server, and it's best to isolate it from the rest of the system. Of course, you could run it locally, it's okay for testing, but of course not ideal for production. And then you can use a dedicated hardware server or virtualized server, or you can use an external service. There are, of course, many external database as a service providers that are externally managed, and this has the benefit that it takes out the hassle of installing and deploying and operating, maintaining, installing new versions and so on to a database. This is something you would have to do yourself if you weren't to rely on such a service. As an example, we use Files. It's a commercial service, but it does offer a free plan. It has a benefit that it doesn't require a credit card for signing up. Of course, this is only one specific example. You can choose any other you would like. So if we are going to use this one, you have this dashboard, and you can create a new database, and if you look on the I symbol, you can have details on the server and the host of the one that you just created for your details, and you also have access to the connection details. So clicking on that, you will have the database name, and you will have access to the host and the user and the port and the password. That's all predefined when you set up the database within that service. You also have a web client to interact with the database if you don't want to use an external script or GUI. You can also look at the schema that we have defined here and the tables in there, so that it's all accessible via the web interface, and you can have more details about the structure, and you can see that everything that we put into our SQL query to create the tables is now reflected in the definition of the table as well. As mentioned before, you have a web interface. You can also interact with the database directly from your web browser without installing any other software.